Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and today I am in Beverly Hills, California, and we're focusing on David Rivero's Monetize Talks. This is the 15th edition. I've been to many of the previous editions, and let me tell you, this is one of my favorite events of the month. We come out here, we cover the event, and we get to talk to the amazing speakers that David lines up month after month. If you haven't been to one of these, go to monetizetalks.com and check it out, and you'll see whatever the next event's going to be in the next speakers. But today I have Will on the line, who's going to be one of the speakers today. Will, welcome.
Man, welcome. First of all, thank you for having me, man.
So have you been to one of these like David shindigs before or what?
This is actually my first one that David has hosted.
Yeah.
But I've been to several shindigs where I've gotten an opportunity to speak pretty much all across the country.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll tell you, you're in for a treat. The community, I mean, I know you know David, I know you the platform, but the community that comes out to this, it's insane. And
I've been seeing. I thought at least 10 people knew me. They just came up and shook my hand, and so it's been amazing. David is doing something wonderful because on my journey of being an entrepreneur, we didn't have these type of communities.
Yeah.
You know, I started over 20 years ago, you know, becoming an entrepreneur. So shout out to David and what he's doing with this.
Let's stick in the early days a little longer. What was your first business?
Man, my first journey was I started off in network marketing.
Oh, I'm a big fan. I'm a fan. I love it, man. I learned so much from that business. Like my mentors back in that, like for people that are watching that are hating right now, I don't care, right? Put some stuff in the comments. I don't care. Like I have some of the best mentors I've ever had in my life in that business.
I tell people, if you want to get into business, join network marketing first because it gives you all the fundamental things that you need to learn. And the biggest one is learning rejection. In business, you're going to have to learn how to take a no.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the biggest things that it taught me, along with the personal development, how to get out of my comfort zone because I was considered shy until one day my mentor said, "Who told you that? How long has that been the case?" And so he really forced me into becoming who I am today because he saw more in me than I saw in myself. So it was easy to find mentorship in network marketing. And I often tell people I wouldn't replace that journey with anything else.
So let's go a little bit past that. That'll take us further on the journey. So started there. What was next?
Yeah, so started there. This was in 2003. 2005, which is how I ended up in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Midwest represent. Michiganders out there. Thank you.
Definitely. And so while I was in Las Vegas, I found my niche through my own struggles and hurdles. And that was, I started to learn that life is expensive when you have bad credit.
Dang.
I couldn't rent a car. I couldn't buy a home or rent an apartment. I couldn't buy a car without putting 20 to 30% down. I mean, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And so I remember reading a book that talked about credit eventually becoming the new dollar. And I didn't know what he meant by that at the time, but as I fast forward through life, I started to see that credit is really that missing link.
Yeah.
But it's because most people only understand credit from a consumer standpoint. They only know what bad debt is.
Yeah.
But every single successful wealth entrepreneur leverages somebody else's money. And so what I do essentially, Adam, is I show people how instead of them working with hedge funds, I show them how to become the hedge fund manager and the banks are their investors. And then they take that money, go out there and invest it. And then they use the revenues or the cash flow, pay the bank back, and then keep whatever is left over.
What do you think keeps a lot of the, because I know you work with various business owners, people at different levels, and I know some of the people you work with are successful even by many standards, even in the beginning, but yet they still don't kind of have that credit piece mastered, which keeps them at a certain ceiling. What do you think it is that keeps people from learning about credit? Like, what's the thing that holds people back?
It's a couple. One, I think it's fear, because they preach that credit is bad. And I say it's not that credit is bad because it can't talk to you.
Yeah.
Somebody who's bad with credit is probably bad with their paycheck too. So they don't understand, you know, how money works. The second thing is people don't understand the cost of money. And so what I mean by that, and I'm actually going to talk about that, is when someone sees the interest rate on a credit card, and let's say it's 22%.
Yeah.
They're thinking 22% a month. But the 22% is the APR, of which stands for annual percentage rate. So you actually divide 22 by 12, which will give you about 1.9%. So you're only paying 1.9% per month on the money that you borrow. So let's say you borrow $1,000. That's only $38 a month.
Right.
And for somebody who's brand new in business, and let's say they don't have money for a marketing budget,
Right.
and you take that credit card, go out there and invest $1,000 a month on your marketing budget, that $1,000 is only going to cost you $38 a month.
Yeah.
So based upon whatever your cost for whatever your product or service is, all you have to do is figure out, how do I make sure I make enough to cover the $38 as opposed to going out there trying to bootstrap and make $1,000 so you can go out there and cover your marketing costs.
For sure. And that's to me one of the, I mean, when you think about the finance pillar of business, like finance, legal, marketing, these are all pillars that if you don't have a master, you're always going to have some type of ceiling on what you can do and how far you can grow. Because even bootstrapping or other things, you got to at some point figure these out.
Well, I tell people, I've never met anybody who became rich for free. So
Say from somebody paid for it.
somebody paid for it. And so why not go out there and get the adequate amount of capital that you need to deploy so that you can grow your business? Because I'll often tell people, becoming successful financially, it's all mathematics.
Yeah.
You know, for every dollar that you make, you just have to figure out how much will it cost you to make that dollar. So if you want to make $1 million, figure out how much it's going to cost you to make $1 million and then go borrow it. Yeah. So I just show people how to reverse engineer that.
That's great, man. Well, I know they're calling you up there to speak right now. I can literally hear them in my other ear. I don't know if you can hear it back at home or listening to this, but they're calling them right now. But before you go, Will, I want you to look into the camera. How can people follow up? How can they learn more? How can they connect with you and your team?
Definitely. You can actually follow me across all social media platforms at Mr. Will Roundtree. And then also, too, because one of the biggest issues is that one of the reasons I also feel people have a hard time growing is they don't know their number. And what I mean by that is that when you make money, that's not how much money you actually bring home. You have to know your number, which is your net. And so I actually give people a free comprehensive budget form.
Amazing.
So you can actually text the word income to 855-449-4888. Again, text income to 855-449-4888, and I will actually send you a free comprehensive budget form, completely free, that will give you a breakdown so that you'll know your actual number.
Amazing. And for everybody watching at home, just so you know, we'll definitely leave the links in the show notes so you can connect with Will and his team and definitely follow up. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Will, man, I'm looking forward to hearing you speak.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
man.